N0 FXB Andreas UK. M0 FXB. Someone's messaged me on my YouTube channel asking if I can show them how to create a channel on their Anytone 878 DMR radio. So I thought I'd do this video. So the first thing you're going to need is the CPS software. It looks like this. So to get that, go to Bridgecom Systems. I'll put a link in the description for that, and then go down to go down to this, click version 1.20, which is the latest, double click the exe file or the WinRAR compressed file, run it, and you will end up with something that looks like this. First thing you need to do is get your DMR number in and call sign. So under go up to radio ID here on the left, go up to number 1, double click it, and put in your DMR number, which you can apply for online if you haven't got one, and just Google that and you'll find where to put that. And then your radio ID will be your call sign. Without this information, your DMR radio won't work on digital, but once it's in, everyone's going to know your DMR number and your call sign. Okay, so we've got that in. So the next thing we'll do is go to channel. Most of us are creating a channel for our hotspot or our nearest repeater. So let's just choose number 1. So I'll leave the frequencies here so I don't have to change them, but you need to look into your Pi-Star, DV Mega, OpenSpot, whatever hotspot you've got, and you need to just match the frequencies on receive and transmit here. If it's a hotspot, they'll be the same. If it's a repeater, then there'll be a difference, just like there is on a normal FM repeater. So it's always set to simplex. Your call sign will already be in there. We're going to choose color code 1 and slot 1 for now. Some people use slot 2, and then we're going to name this channel home hotspot. Okay, so and then power, you can click low if you're at home. If you've got a repeater and it's quite far, click higher, and it's a digital channel because it's DMR. Right, so we'll click that OK for now. There is one other change we need to make, but we need to create the talk group first. So the channel's created. So now we're going to go to contacts and talk groups. Now I like using talk group 91. A lot of people put in talk group 9 and then they use the radio to switch talk groups. But for now I'm just going to do my favorite, which is talk group 91. So we're on contact talk groups here. Now remember, the talk group numbers they're almost like phone numbers. So you've got your DMR number, talk groups have got their number, and this is how the system works to link everything up. So we're going to go to our talk group here, and we're going to call it worldwide, and this is worldwide 91 because there is a worldwide number 1, but we're not using that. Now it's a group call, and the most important thing is here where it says TG DMR ID. That is the most important part where you need the correct number. So we want number 91. The top could literally say anything, it doesn't matter. What matters is your number because it's like a phone number, right? So click that in. So we've created a talk group 91. So now we'll go back to our channel up here, and we'll double click our channel again, and we're gonna, well, it's already done it because it's the only channel created, but if it wasn't already there, you would click where it says contact and you would select it, and then you would OK it. So that's fine, but you're still not going to find that channel because it needs to be in a zone. Now imagine a zone as basically like groups. It's a grouping of channels. So when you're on your Anytone 878, you know that when you can scroll up and down with the round button, you're scrolling through different zones. Now those zones can be digital channels or they can be normal FM channels. So for example, in one zone you could put all the 145.500 type channels, and you could create 10 145, 525, 550, call them S20, you know, you could do it that way, or you could put in 5 hotspots. So anyway, so what we're going to do, we need to create, all those zones are created by you. The radio doesn't make them, you make them. So double click where it says zone here, and let's create, double click number 1 here, and let's create a zone, and we'll call it my home hotspots, and we'll do it plural, yeah. And then what we do, to make that zone work, 'cause it won't complete unless you put the channel you created, or a channel you've created, into it first. Otherwise it just won't save. So see where I've already created the channel with Talk Group 91 there. Send it across. Now click OK. Right, so now when you turn the radio on, I'll do a demonstration, but when you turn it on, it'll turn on, you'll see the zone, yeah, and then in that zone with the with the turning channel changing knob, if you had more than one channel created, you'll be able to scroll, say 1, 2. So what we'll do, so you can see that in the demonstration, I'll create another channel. So we'll have to go back to channels, yeah, and in number 2 we'll create another channel. We'll leave all this stuff here, frequency. We can leave, actually what we'll do, we'll create an FM channel. There you go, we'll leave it as that, and we'll click OK. And then what we'll do, when we go back to our zone, double click the zone, we'll see the channel that I've just created, we'll send it into the same zone, and you'll see that when I get the radio and I click 1, 2, you're going to see these 2 channels. Now, just so hopefully this will make it clearer, what we're going to do also, we're going to create another zone. So we'll go to zones, we'll double click zone number 2, and this one we're going to call it FM repeaters. Okay, we haven't created a channel for it yet, but let's just use one of the ones we've got. So channel 2, we'll send it into FM repeaters. We'll click OK. So we've now got 2 zones. So I'm going to we'll save that, and you can actually save that like that, and then find somewhere on your desktop, and we'll call it we'll just call it home hotspot so we can find it. Home hotspot. Click OK. It saved it, so I can't lose it. So whenever I save now, it'll save it to that file. See, that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to connect the radio. I'm going to show you how to find your COM port, but the other thing you're going to need to do is download the USB driver for your Anytone. So let's just put into Google here, Anytone 878 USB driver. Click go, and then I found that this powerworks.com is nearly always the easiest place to find that USB driver. So just scroll down, USB programming cables, click here. I'll put a link to this in the description. And see here, it's called a GD virtual COM drive. Now I've already run it, and obviously I don't want to run it twice, but see, if you've got a 64 computer, which most of us have, just run that, but run it before you connect the cable. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to stop the video, and then when the video restarts, I'm going to show you how to get what we've just done onto your 878 radio. So catch you in a bit. Right, okay, we're back at the radio. You can see the radio there. I've downloaded the driver. I've even restarted the computer to make sure it's in there. So we're now going to plug in the 878. We'll plug the programming cable into the 878. You'll hear the computer go beep when it does it. So to check which COM it's on, we're going to I'm on Windows 10, so we're going to right click, select device manager, double click where it says ports, and see the one that says GD32 here, that's where it will be, so 13. So we'll just minimize that. Now we'll go to click set here at the top, set com, find number 13, click OK, and then we're going to highlight here just to the left of the question mark, where it says, and it will say write to radio. We're going to click like that once. Do you wish to continue? We'll click yes. If we did digital contacts, it would take ages, so that's for another video, but for now I'm not. I'm just going to click OK, and that's going to send what we just did to my Anytone 878 or 868. So right, it's gone in there. Okay, so now we just let that complete. The radio's rebooting. It will turn on. Now what you should do is turn off the radio before you pull the lead out, but I'm not going to. So if you look, now see at the bottom here, it says zones. Now, we've only got 2 zones. They're the zones that we created. So the first zone was called My Hotspot, and if we turn the knob, look, we've got 2 channels. Can you see what we created? Now I didn't do the squelch, that's why we're hearing that. But if we go to our next zone by pushing up or down, as you can see how I called it FM repeaters, and we've got just 1 channel I put in there. So hopefully you get an idea of how to create zones and channels. So send me any messages you want. If you need more information, send me your code plug, I'll have a look at it, and we'll get your DMR radio up and running. So don't forget to subscribe, and catch you on air, M0FXB73.